All right, let's talk about a legendary figure you might have been seeing a lot of lately. He's a powerful demon queller from Chinese folklore, and he is absolutely roaring back into the spotlight. His name is Zhong Kui, and trust me, his story is way more surprising than you can probably imagine.
But let's kick things off with a pretty wild question, one that gets right to the heart of his entire story. How in the world did being considered ugly actually make someone a god? It sounds like a total paradox, right? But it's the key to one of the most fascinating origin stories out there.
You see, before he was the star of a super hyped-up new video game, Zhong Kui was, and still is, known as China's ultimate demon slayer. He's the guardian spirit we really need to get to know.
So who is this guy exactly? Well, his main title is the Demon Queller. And in Chinese tradition, he is the guy you call on for protection. He's the guardian who hunts down ghosts and gets rid of any nasty spirits that might be hanging around.
His image is so iconic, you really can't miss him. He's got this incredibly fierce look, big staring eyes, a full beard, and he's always wearing an official's hat. And that hat is a huge clue about his backstory. Armed with his demon-slaying sword, he is literally the picture of righteousness, a symbol that he will protect you from evil, no questions asked.
But here's the twist. This fearsome protector wasn't born from some epic battle. His story is actually rooted in tragedy, a really shocking origin that makes his job as a guardian even more powerful.
That's right. Forget what you think you know about gods of war. Zhong Kui's journey doesn't start on a battlefield. It starts with the absolute soul-crushing heartbreak of a brilliant scholar.
So the main story goes like this. Zhong Kui, a genius scholar in the Tang Dynasty, absolutely crushes the imperial exams. We're talking top of his class. But when he goes to claim his rightful position, the emperor takes one look at him and rejects him, just because he found his appearance to be ugly. Devastated by this injustice, Zhong Kui takes his own life right there on the palace steps. But in the afterlife, his righteous spirit was so powerful that he was given a new job. He became the Demon Queller.
There's another amazing legend too. This one's about the Tang Emperor's Wenzhong who got really sick. In a fever dream, he saw this huge, scary-looking figure, Zhong Kui, who just straight up devoured a little demon that was causing trouble. When the emperor woke up, poof, his illness was gone. He immediately ordered a portrait of his dream guardian to be painted, and from then on, Zhong Kui was known as the demon-quelling heavenly master.
So with powerful origin stories like those, it's no surprise that Zhong Kui went from being a tragic figure in a folktale to a beloved household icon, not just in China, but all across Asia. His legend started way back in the Tang Dynasty, but his popularity really exploded in the centuries that followed. By the time of the Song and Ming dynasties, his face was everywhere, in paintings, in plays, in people's homes. And that influence? It's never really faded. He's still a massive cultural symbol today.
He became totally woven into the fabric of culture. People hang his portrait on their doors to keep evil spirits away, kind of like a supernatural security system. He's the hero of famous operas, sometimes in surprisingly funny roles. And in literature, poets described his strange and magnificent face that could terrify entire hordes of ghosts.
And his fame didn't just stop at China's borders. Oh no.
The legend of Zhong Kui was so compelling that he became a major figure in at least 3 huge East Asian cultures. In China, he's the original demon queller, but his story traveled to Japan, where he's known as Shōki, a guardian who fights off evil and, get this, illness too. And in Korea, he's called Jong-gyu, doing that same essential job of kicking out evil spirits.
And that brings us right back to today. Why is this ancient hero being so powerfully reimagined for the 21st century? Especially in the world of video games?
What we're seeing is this fascinating evolution. His old job as a household guardian is being upgraded to video game hero. His classic role as a symbol of righteousness is becoming an icon of cultural depth, and the ancient protector from evil is now the star of a blockbuster game. The core idea is the same, but the stage is a whole lot bigger.
So what makes him so perfect for right now? Well, for starters, he has a bit of a mystique. He's famous but not overexposed like, say, the Monkey King, which gives creators a lot of fresh territory to play with. Second, he brings this incredibly rich cultural history with him. Third, that international fame means he already has a built-in audience. But maybe most important of all, a guy whose whole thing is hunting ghosts and slaying demons, that is a perfect, ready-made blueprint for an amazing action RPG.
The comeback of Zhong Kui really just proves how powerful and timeless these ancient stories are. And it leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? If the Demon Queller can get a whole new life on our screens, what other incredible legends from around the world are just out there, waiting for their own modern revival?